I'm noticing that it's become increasingly hard for our younger generation, our teens, to get into entry level jobs. And it's sad because it hasn't always been that way. I remember growing up in my, teens, 15, 16, 17-year old, I could go out and I could find three jobs. I had three jobs. I was working at Arby's, I was working at Chick-fil-A, and I was working a construction job. And it was easy for me to get those jobs, all three of them. But now it just seems like it's just extremely hard for these teens to get into these type of jobs, and I'm wondering why. And I sat back and I look, and the one common denominator that I see in all of these jobs like Walmart, Arby's, Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, anything that you can think of along that line, is that it's being overly saturated with adults. Now, majority of these jobs, excuse me, did have adults working, right? But there was only a limited amount. Maybe, one or two shift leaders or whatever, just to foresee the operations of the business. But it wasn't fully saturated with adults. And that's all I'm seeing. And I'm just sitting back and I'm wondering, why is that? Is it because some of these adults just didn't do what they were supposed to do growing up, and which landed them into working these types of jobs? Did they come home from, a stint and this is the only job that they could do? Or is it part of the government's fault as well for not cycling these jobs out as far as like your retirement age? So when you go to retire, right, we're having people that are retiring at 70, 80 years old, and these people that are so much older in these good positions, they don't want to cycle out. It just has me thinking a lot, like, what could it be? Because they are actually taken away from the younger generation learning key components of just having a job. Is anyone else seeing this, or is it just me? Y'all let me know about this in the comments, and I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.